Hey everyone, welcome to Midtown Comics Times Square. My name is Gregg, John's behind the camera, and as always we are here to show off New Comic Book Day and all the awesome new comics that are available. But first, we're starting late today because I was checking out a movie this morning called Logan. Not sure if you've heard of it. It was really good. We're going to do a Facebook Live video later on talking about it. No spoilers, but I'll be happy to take questions and answer them, assuming they're spoiler free, of course. And also, if you are a statue collector, let's say you've been looking for a Batman statue, Spider-Man statue, starting tomorrow, which is Thursday, we have 20% off all statues at all Midtown Comics stores. So the sale is in-store only, not online. So if you do want to get an awesome new statue, maybe that Jason Fabok Batman Black and White or a Thanos statue, be sure to stop by one of the New York City stores starting tomorrow. You'll get 20% off. And I believe the sale runs until February 28th. And once again, we'll do a Facebook Live video later today all about Logan and spoiler free, I promise. So, now for the reason you're actually watching, the new comic books. Up first, Dark Horse Comics. For all the sci-fi fans out there, we have a new chapter of AVP, Life and Death. This is the penultimate issue, issue 3 of 4. It's a limited series, but Dark Horse always does great stuff with these two properties, so that is definitely not going to be the end of the Alien and Predator franchise from this publisher. Don't worry about that. Especially with the new Predator movie started production. So yeah, for all the Firefly fans out there, there is number 5 of Serenity. And if you love Hellboy, a brand new limited series just started. This is issue 1 of 5. And now we get to DC, and of course you're going to see plenty of DC Rebirth issues. We have Son of Penguin taking place in Batgirl. A brand new story arc starts here in Detective Comics, which focuses heavily on Orphan, aka Cassandra Cain, as well as Lady Shiva. We also have a classic crossover, Batman 66 meets Wonder Woman 77. We have the finale of a story arc in Batman Beyond. We also have a new issue of Blue Beetle, a new issue of Deathstroke, and for The Flash, if you're also loving the TV show like me, you should be checking out this comic. This is the final chapter of a new story arc which focuses heavily on the Rogues. Once again, this is the conclusion. You can pick it up and enjoy, but I recommend picking up all the issues. And then we also have another crossover, Hanna-Barbera Future Quest number 10. Quest for Hope going on over in Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. This is looking into the future of the cosmic characters and giving you teasers about what may come. We also have issue number 7 of John Constantine's comic, The Hellblazer. Friendly reminder that Justice League Dark, the Blu-ray and DVD, is now available. You can get that on our website, and we should have some available in store. It's a really good movie. Definitely check it out. We'll also have video interviews with the cast posted sometimes, so keep an eye on our YouTube page, Midtown Comics TV. And then we also have the first issue of Justice League of America. There was the Rebirth one-shot, but now we have the first issue. As we can see, Batman has formed a new team, and it includes Lobo, Black Canary, Killer Frost, and more. And here is the primary cover with the full roster. And then DC has joined forces with Boom Studios to create an awesome crossover between the Justice League and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This has been a very fun limited series. Issue number 1 is now reprinted. It's written by the very talented Tom Taylor and the excellent artist Steve Byrne. You know what, let me give you a preview of it, because I'm really enjoying this, and I'm not even the biggest Power Rangers fans. I casually watched it when I was a kid, but let me get straight to the action, because what you guys, I'm sure you want to see, is Batman taking on the Power Rangers, and it's just very entertaining, it's very funny, it's very fun, and as you can see, it looks great. I don't want to show anymore, but it's awesome. Check it out. We also have issue 2 of 12 of the Commandy Challenge. This is interesting. There's a new creative team on every issue. So one creative team will leave the next creative team with a cliffhanger, and that's up to the next creative team to solve that, and then leave the upcoming team with another cliffhanger. So, and of course, it's bringing back Jack Kirby's classic character. We also have Suicide Squad. I'm not going to talk about this at all because something major happened in the last issue and I don't want to give it away. We also have Supergirl being super, book 2. If you're loving the show, it's a no-brainer. Check out the comics as well. Speaking of comics and super, Action Comics. Mild-mannered. We have a great cover here of Clark Kent battling Superman. We also have Teen Titans, and the writer of this comic, Ben Percy, who is also the writer of Green Arrow as well as an upcoming James Bond series. We're having a signing with him next week. Midtown Comics Downtown, which is on 64 Fulton Street. He will be here on March 2nd, which I believe is next Thursday, from 4 to 5 p.m. Show up, get Green Arrow Volume 1 signed, maybe the latest issue of Teen Titans and Green Arrow. You can get up to 3 things signed by him, and he's only going to be there for an hour, so if you do want to make it in, be sure to show up early. Teen Titans has been a lot of fun, and this is the conclusion of the first arc, which I believe is called Damien Knows Best. Let's leave it there. So once again, Ben Percy will be here next Thursday, Midtown Comics Downtown, 4 to 5. We also have a new chapter of The Truth going on in Wonder Woman, issue 17. I might give you a look at this awesome cover. And then from Vertigo, there's Astro City 41. There's also Clean Room and Frostbite. And then for all the Legend of Zelda fans out there, check this out. There's 2 huge hardcover collections. Art and Artifacts. Check that out. Wow. Whew. Getting a workout just lifting this thing. Then there's also a coloring book for Batgirl, which of course includes various artists, and you can color it however you want to. There's also Batman Beyond and Night of the Monster Men, which was a crossover in the Batman universe featuring Hugo Strange and essentially Batman characters taking on giant monsters. Think Pacific Rim, but instead Batman characters. Then there's also Omnibus Volume 1 of the Silver Age Green Lantern. Whole lot of classic Hal Jordan going on in here. And then, as you can see here, there's quite a few brand new comics. You have a new series from Black Mask Studios, from Archaea, new series over there, issue 1 of 12. Rick and Morty fans, excuse me, new issue there. Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers, issue 0. And then over at Valiant, we have Divinity 3, Stalinverse, a new issue of that, as well as Harbinger, Renegade, number 4. I could have sworn a new issue of Savage is out this week as well. Maybe I'm misremembering. But regardless, check out Savage. And from IDW Publishing, Back to the Future with an adorable cover. Brand new series, Darkness Visible. And then there's also a brand new Highlander series. First issue. But of course, there can be only one on the cover. And then there's also Revolutionaries, and for some cosmic crossover fun, we have Star Trek and Green Lantern, Stranger Worlds. Now, the Green Lanterns are also currently in a crossover with the Planet of the Apes, and that started recently. There's also Starstruck from IDW, and a brand new issue of TMNT Universe, as you can see, featuring Donatello and Metalhead on the cover. And that's not all from IDW Publishing. We also have 2 new Transformers comics. There's a new issue of Optimus Prime and a new issue of Transformers Lost Light. And then we make it into Image Comics, and they have a ton of new releases today, as you can see. A new trade paperback, and then there's just a huge variety of new comics. The highlight being for me, I haven't read it yet, but friend of the store, Charles Sewell, Curse Words #1, was off to a great start. You can check out a former podcast episode for a good interview with him all about it. We, of course, recommend the comic. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of a... I don't want to spoil it at all. Just check it out. If you're looking for something new, something entertaining, exciting, and also interesting, give it a shot. You don't have to be a fantasy fan to appreciate it. And then before we move forward, there's even more collections from DC Comics. For all the Injustice fans out there, Year 5, Volume 2, now collected as a hardcover with Shazam or Captain Marvel, whatever you want to call him, clashing with Harley Quinn. And then there's also the trade paperback of Volume 1 of Year 5. There's also a reprint of some of the classic Superman, Batman. This is Volume 5 of course, the story, the series that began with Jeff Loeb and Ted McGuinness, or excuse me, Ed. I'm butchering the pronunciation, sorry. Coffee has worn out at this point. There's also, if you're excited about Wonder Woman's movie this year, you're excited about Wonder Woman Day, which actually is the day after the movie, Wonder Woman Volume 1. So if you missed out on her Rebirth series, pick this up. It's the first story arc. You know, let me show off the back because it's going to have some variant covers, but I don't want to spoil the ending. Of course, we have a costume design by Tony S. Daniel, as well as Jim Lee and more. And then a look at the interiors by Liam Sharp. Good stuff. Check it out. There's also a brand new Rick and Morty collection, as well as Britannia from Valiant, and James Bond, a recent series, which was written by Warren Ellis. And then there's also a few other collections, including Outcast, which I believe is that on Showtime, John? Outcast?
Not quite sure.
Okay, don't recall, but it's a TV show as well. There's also Lake of Fire. And then, as you can see, there are quite a few new releases from Image Comics. Plenty of new issues. Drifter, The Few, The Fix, Loose Ends, Mayday, Monstrous. And then for all the Gregg Rucka fans out there, he has a brand new series from Image. So be sure to check that out. And you also have a funny variant for Outcast, as well as here the primary cover. Excuse me. And there's also Revival, She-Wolf, Shudder, Stray Bullets, Sun Bakery, and Surgeon X. Lots to choose from Image Comics. And then we get into Marvel, who also has a lot to choose from. So, like that cover, but let's show you the primary one. Oh, that's not the primary, of course, that's an action figure variant. This is the Avengers, issue 4.1. We have the Great Lake Avengers with Bertha on the cover. We also have Occupy Avengers number 4 and Uncanny Avengers number 20. For all the Black Panther fans, whether you loved them in the movie or you've been a fan for decades, the new series, of course, brand new issue out, issue number 11, and a series that is absolutely critical for the future of the Marvel Universe, Steve Rogers' Captain America number 12, with, of course, Taskmaster on the cover. Have not read it yet, but I always love encounters between those two. And then before we move on, Marvel has a few new collections. There's also one from Image. You can see Snot Girl, which is by the creator of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Brian Lee O'Malley. And then if you love Daredevil, enjoy some of his classic stuff in this epic collection, and his current stuff from Charles Soule and Ron Garney. And then Deadpool Back in Black is now collected. That's a fun take on what if Deadpool had the symbiote after Peter Parker. Then there's also a brand new collection of the Aaron and Bachelot Doctor Strange work, which I've heard nothing but praise about, as well as some classic Elektra thrown in here with the mega collection. Look at how much Elektra you're getting. I think it's like 19 issues. Let's see. Yeah, it's about 20 issues in here. So if you like the Netflix universe, if you are interested in the character after watching Daredevil Season 2, check out her classic stuff, which of course includes her work with Frank Miller, Bill Sienkiewicz, and the 11-issue series that was a few years ago. Excuse me. There's also a collection of encounters between Punisher and Bullseye, as well as all new X-Men. And then we get to one that I imagine quite a few people will be interested in. A collection of the encounters between Wolverine and Deadpool. I imagine quite a few people out there are going to want this. In college, I spent way too much money collecting all the issues where these two fight, and now they're all conveniently in one collection. This is an embarrassing issue for Wolverine, because Deadpool tricks him and then impales him with the two swords and defeats him. But to be fair, Wolverine's healing factor wasn't at full capacity. There's always context, people. See, that's the way I play it out. Not too flattering for Logan. They've had quite a few fights. Of course, this is from Joe Kelly, and then Rob Liefeld, and then in Cable and Deadpool, which I cannot recommend that series enough. It's a lot of fun. And then the Daniel Way Wolverine Origins, but of course artwork by Steve Dillon. So if you love Wolverine, you love Deadpool, you want to see what happens when these two go at it, there you go. Marvel's got you covered. Then, speaking of Marvel, brand new issue of the Mighty Captain Marvel. We also have a brand new issue of Champions, Deadpool the Duck, and Elektra's new series starts today. This is a connecting cover. Let me also show you the primary cover. And the Scotty Young adorable variant. I would love to see that turned into an adorable statue. I could see that. If it's just a few inches tall, that would be so adorable. So if you're listening, Marvel, make that happen. Let me give you a preview of Elektra number 1. I, of course, will get straight to the action. So the premise here, Elektra needs some time away. She's gone to Las Vegas. But when you're Elektra, how long can you really stay out of trouble? And it definitely doesn't help that Arcade is in Las Vegas, causing all kinds of trouble. Alright, so once again, Elektra's brand new series starts today. It's also a new issue of Ghost Rider. As you can tell, it features quite a few cameos. Silk, Totally Awesome Hulk, and the very awesome all-new Wolverine, aka X-23. It's also Hulk 3, which features She-Hulk, so let me get that cover out there for you. Infamous Iron Man, Bendis and Malieve, Matt Hollingsworth, really good series. And there's also a brand new chapter of Inhumans vs. X-Men number 5. Seeing as this is a huge event for Marvel, let's give you a look at it. If you've been out of loop, they have you covered right here with a quick recap. Got Karnak versus Phantom X going on. I've not read this issue yet. Pretty sure I just saw Colossus versus Hercules. Alright. And of course, the X-Men have a very bright future with Marvel. There's X-Men Gold and X-Men Blue on the way as well. Here's a variant cover. There's also a brand new chapter of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, number 16. New chapter of Mosaic, number 5. If you like Spider-Man and his world, you are, of course, deep in clone conspiracy at this point. The limited series has concluded, the main event, but there are still tie-ins. There's still follow-up going on in Prowler, and also Amazing Spider-Man, which we'll get to in a second. And now, friend of the store, Matt Rosenberg, he has a new issue of Rocket Raccoon out today, and this is a very fun issue. I've read this one. From beginning to end, it's just a game of cat and mouse between Kraven and Rocket. It's very entertaining, a lot of fun. Check it out if you want to laugh and enjoy some action. It's, you know, let me give you a preview.
What time is 3 o'clock? 3 o'clock.
I believe it's called the Cravan. There you go, Rocket Raccoon number 3. Action-packed beginning to end with a really fun script. Check it out. It's also Scarlet Witch, 15. Solo number 5. Spider-Gwen number 17. And speaking of clone conspiracy before, we have Amazing Spider-Man 24, which is, as you can see here, a clone conspiracy tie-in. We also have Spider-Man and Deadpool 14. Spider-Woman number 16, Thanos number 4, and Thunderbolts number 10. And before we go, I'm going to get V real quick so he can tell you what he's read so far and what he thinks you should read as well. V,
Hey!
come closer to the camera, man.
Hello, pal.
So, everyone watching out there,
Right.
What comics should they read today or this week?
On the DC side, you guys should definitely check out that Night of the Monstermen
Okay,
hardcover.
the hardcover.
It's awesome. Definitely recommend it. Now you can read the whole thing, kids. And Detective Comics is definitely my pick of this week.
Brand new story arc.
It's very thrilling, it's Detective Comics. What do you expect? It's Batman. On the Marvel side, I definitely got to go with Jeff Lemire's Thanos, man. That's
Okay.
It was a close hair to being my pick of the week, but I mean the art is beautiful, the story.
Mike Deodato's a great artist.
Jeff Lemire writing the story, so you could already imagine how good it is. Then you got Brian Michael Bendis doing Infamous Iron Man, and Victor Von Doom is just amazing in that story arc. It's a very fun twist on that character.
Cool. V, thank you very much.
You already know, man.
And thank you for watching. We hope you enjoy reading new comic books this week. Be good to each other. Have a great day. And we'll see you next Wednesday for another look at brand new comics. See you then.